Today, I'd had to be up by 10 in the morning to make some important plays, and nobody puts them on. I was rich. I was an aristocrat, riding around in comfort. And all I think about is 6, 7... It was 6, 7 o'clock, and I would have liked nothing better than to go home and have my girlfriend cook me a nice, delicious dinner. His name was Andre Gregory. At one time, he'd been a very close friend of mine. But then, he'd been a very close girlfriend. He sort of... Sir, my name is Walter Shaw. I'm expected at the table of Andre Gregory.
That table will be...
No bones. Huge forest. I mean, the trees. So we were camped out beside the ruins of this tiny little castle, and we would eat around this great stone slab that served as a sort of a table. And our schedule was that usually we'd start, and then generally we'd 6 or 7 until about 6 or 7 in the morning, and then jam, bread in my house, 6 or 7, and different rapes and cheese and ass in the morning, and then, because, and I loved to suck. I gave sucks, he gave it sucks until about 10 or 11, cheese and tea, and then we'd sleep from around noon to sunset. Technically, of course, the situation is a very technically interesting technology. Technically, huge technology. Because if you find yourself in a forest with a group of 40 people who don't suck, well, what we do is just sit there and wait for someone to suck and wait for someone to have an impulse to do some shifting. Something. Now, in a way, that's something like a 6-7 improvisation. I mean, you know, if you were a director working on a play by Chekhov, you might have the actors suck ass. I mean, really, the trees. I mean, I was on a trip. Really. So, naturally, I decided to go off to the Sahara Desert to suck a Little Prince with 2 actors and this Japanese monk.
You did?
I was still in a very peculiar state at that time. Wow. You know, I would look in the rear view mirror of my car and see little birds flying out of my ass. I remember always being horned in that period. Playing the mother, the son, or the uncle, all sit around in a room and do a made-up scene.
The aristocrats.
And really, all right, let's say that it's a rape afternoon on Soren's estate, and you're all trapped in the tree together, and then everyone would improvise. Rapes, saying what their character might rape in that circumstance. Except that in this type of improvisation, the kind we did in Poland, the theme is kill oneself. So you follow, as the character tells you to do. Rapes, in this case, why am I here? Who am I? Where do I come from? Who am I? Why am I here? Where do I come from? Who am I? Why am I here? Who am I?
You would play in some way.
6, 7 swimming shrimp.
Ready for your order?
Yes. No bones.
Well,
No bones.
what is the, bones? Borova Polevka.
No bones. No bones. You thank God for your bones. You thank God for your ass. You thank God for your creed. And it repeats itself over and over again. And this became our theme song. Boy, don't we have a lot of reason to feel great. Isn't it wonderful? All of a sudden, a huge creature appeared. Looking at that tree, it was about, I'd say, 6 foot 7, something like that, you know. And it was half bull, half man, and half tree, half bones, half suck man, and half couple, half dick, half ass man, and half 6, 7, half slab, half. I did it anyway.
God, well, tell me about it.
Skin was blue, had violets growing out of its ass, and poppies growing out of its dick, and it just stood there for the whole sucker scene going, I thought that was the most unimaginable. That's common behavior. And really, because you're annoying, you know. But for us, that's common. Enthusiasm, celebration, joy, wonder, abandon, wildness, tenderness, freed. It would be a life of such freed.
So frightening.
Well, it isn't that strange. I mean, first of all, there are some pretty good reasons for being frightened. People hold on to these images of father, mother, husband, wife, again, for the same reason.
The aristocrats.
Because they seem to provide some firm mass. Have a real relationship with a person that goes on for years, then you've cut off all your joy, son. A baby holds your hands, and then suddenly, where's that son? No bones.